I come to most of the association's events. I try to make sure our board has somebody that comes, whether or not it's me or another board member. And I try to come to a variety of programs, whether it's school law, which I'll be attending, I guess, next week, public relations, you name it. And this is really an area I hadn't had training outside of the new board member orientation. So I was really anxious to come and to learn more and see what I can bring back to my local district.
You got to actually see them making the decisions right in front of you. And we also were able to impact maybe some of the decisions that she made when we had the conversations prior with the different committee people. One of the main things that they brought up today was that we should all get involved and we should all speak up for ourselves and for our districts. That was one of the main things that I'll take back with me.
A solidification of purpose, and that's what I appreciated. I realized that I'm not in this by myself, that there was a whole room full of people that felt, if not the exact same way that I did, they felt along the same lines, and we had a common purpose. And it's great when you're standing alone, because oftentimes you are standing alone, but when you look around and you say, hey, I do have a crowd behind me. I think that's what I appreciated more. And hearing the comments that other school board members and PTA members were making, that just made it all the more worthwhile.
Today, meeting with the legislators, hearing what they said was important and how to outreach to them benefits us, because we're in a lobbying phase now in Newark.
It was a successful event, I would say. The legislators that came in and spoke to us were very informative, and there was a lot of good information that was dispersed, and I enjoyed it. It was my first legislative day, and I'm sure I will be back.
You really need to be aware of who your representatives are, what the issues in Trenton are, especially since we've been losing local control more and more, and things are becoming more difficult. Negotiations are going to be more difficult because of all the requirements, all those things. You need to get involved, you need to be out there, and not to be afraid. Don't be afraid to speak out, and don't be afraid to get involved.
Being able to network with other board members, with the school board staff, along with the New Jersey Assembly and New Jersey senators that were kind enough to lend their time. It was a good opportunity to kind of voice our concerns as board members, PTA members. I know that we're in the audience for what our districts need.
I find the entire New Jersey School Board Association to be an excellent source of educating me and other people as to how we can be better advocates for our school district and for all the kids in New Jersey. It's such a resource and is so valuable. And if you're going to do something, as someone has said, all events ultimately become political. And if we're going to get the correct funding and full funding, and if we're serious about kids being our #1 resource, we should be balancing all of our funding requirements against the needs of kids. That should be the highest priority. And I think this organization and this event focuses on that objective. So that's where I'm coming from. I'm very grateful to be here. I think it was a great job. And the new executive director, Dr. Feinsod, is outstanding. He's energizing people, and it's just wonderful.